Okay, now this, we got everything ironed out with the MIDI controller. So anyway, this template was one with the functioning MIDI controller setup, right? So I've already saved it and I've called it master template. So master template already contains like expandy tracks already, right? But what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to select the top item. Right here is our track track window, and in that track window we can see our tracks here, right? So here's track 1, track 2. First track here is MIDI, and these other tracks, these are instrument tracks that use the plugins. Okay, so instead of even touching those, I don't even have to fool around with them. I'm just going to select the top one, which was MIDI, and turn the record enable off here. So I've selected it, and you see it highlighted there. And then what I'm going to do is go up here, and I'll go select from the top menu, and then I'm just going to give it a new track. So I'm going to say new, and then I want it to be an instrument track. So I'm going to say one new stereo instrument track. I'm going to select instrument track and hit create. And what that's going to do is it inserts a new track. So that track is instantly highlighted here. So you still see the same MIDI track, right? And then underneath it you'll see the instrument track I created. Okay. All right? So we can name that track so there isn't confusion. So let's name it instrument. It's going to be instrument 2 variation. And the reason why I named it variation is because that way it leaves it open for whatever you want it to be. So it even abbreviated it on your system. So okay, now over here you notice there's no plug-in here. On the next one is Expandy. So let's add Expandy here. So I'll just click on the arrow. So I'm going to do a multi-channel plug-in and go to Instrument and select Expandy. Expandy opens the sound when you once I do a record enable. So I'm going to hit record enable, which is a little R on there, and then we should hear instrument. Yes, we do. So good, great. That's what we want. So if we don't have that, then we're not cooking with gas. So now in Expandy, when we select these are patches, right? So you have different controls here at the top. So what we want is, if you follow the mouse, you can see this is where the instruments are actually selected, right? So right now it says factory default, but you can insert position. Okay, you can just click on the list here. Okay, that's something else. So we'll click. This says sweepscape. Ugh. Okay. So here's our library. If you just click the instrument itself, and it gives you a list of all the instruments that you can choose here. So let's choose. Our discussion was about drums, so let's go to locate some drums here. So we'll go to drums, and let's pick a kit. We want the whole kit, and that way we can use that, and it'll be assigned, laid out on the keyboard for us. So how about a live? No, let's see. Do they have a studio? There's a pop kit. That's good. Let's just use. I like Impact. Let's say Impact kit. So now you should see the assignments of the samples here in Xpandy laid out on the keyboard. So we can, alright? Yeah. Alright, so now we're ready to, so there's like 3 or 4 different ways that you could do, like if you wanted to do like a percussion thing, right? You could do a, you could tap in, say like like a hi-hat or something, and to the metronome, and go as many bars as you would like, and then you can have it loop. That's one way. I haven't even really read into that because I don't really do it that way. So that doesn't really, that's not, but you can do it that way. I mean, you can do it. But, which would be like, you know, you could do it in step time, you know, enter your notes, and then, or you could just tap them in, you know, in real time, and then have it loop that over and over again and just add build on it. I don't do it that way. But I prefer to just be able to just to go freeform and do whatever I want to. So,
is there? How would I find out about step time?
Well, if you wanted to look up how to do that, then you could just use help. You could just, the whole guide is here, so you could go like, you can go to Pro Tools. I would say the menus guide, and then what I'll do too is I've got the full documentation for Pro Tools from my version on my little USB drive, but I just clicked on the reference guide here, and all of that information is available. So it's just like having the whole manual for everything. Yeah. So, and it gives you, so if you want to do track, the input for the track, the regions, events. Okay, so here's your transport. If you wanted to do loop playback, it goes about telling you how to structure that. So mirror. So here's MIDI through. So you would want to go to, say, click, count off, mix, edit.
Well, it's okay.
Let's just minimize that. That's always there available, you know, if you just go to help.
Yeah.
So the whole manual is there. So let's just do like, do you want that to be, yeah, something like that. So let's find out, first of all, we need to find out whether or not the metronome is running, because you don't want to be doing it if it's not, you know, going to have a metronome. So I'm going to hit the record on the transport here at the bottom, and I'm going to turn, so this is already set to loop, and then we'll say, let's see, let's go like 8 bars. So I'm going to put in the end time. It's going to be 7. I forget how to do that shit. Let's see. One. The length is going to be like 8 measures. And this should cause it to do a loop record for that track. So let's just find out. So I'm going to go ahead and hit, did you see what I did?
Yeah.
I just did a length. And then this is loop. This should be loop record. And then we'll just go ahead and hit play. Oh, okay.
Because that was already
That was already there. So let's mute. Let's mute that track and any other expandy tracks first. So that way we don't get that in the background. And then let's also change the tempo.
Yeah, slower.
A little slower here. So, and the tempo is here. So we'll modify the tempo. If the tempo is 120, so all I have to do if I want to modify it is just click on this tempo here. Oops, there's a push button. And then what tempo would you like? Okay, so I'm going to type in 60 and then press enter. And then a good habit is to, what I'll do is that as I'm doing, okay, I know I've got a track that's usable with percussion, yada yada yada, and things are going my way, so I'll hit file, file save, and that will keep everything.
Everything is
right. If the computer, if I have to close the computer or shut Pro Tools down or something right now, I get right back where I was in the master template. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and arm the track so it's record enabled. We'll go ahead and hit the loop record button.
Okay.
And then we'll try it again. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Wow. Should probably be 80.
Okay, if it needs to be 80, we can just hit the space bar.
Space bar start. Okay.
Stopped everything, and then we can go up and change the tempo. So I just hit up in the top region here, you'll see tempo. And you just click on the plus sign, and you can modify the tempo to what? Okay, so we go to 80, hit enter. Now we're ready again. So we want to go ahead, and each time you go back, and what I do is just to get in the habit of it, is go down and click on your return to zero button first.
Oh, okay.
And then hit loop record when enable. Then we'll try it again. Okay, now I'm going to stop it. So I'm going to stop, return to zero, and did it pick it up? Let's see. Then I can turn off the metronome.
Okay.
So if I wanted to,
I had to take it further, and it was just looped. And yeah, we had to quantize this and stuff.
so you can, now the instructions to do the loop, I don't use loop, so I can't really, advise on that. But you see how you can, you can do your, you could do your percussion, and you could just set up a new track for every part that you wanted. And you can, at the end of it, you could merge the whole damn thing into one track and have your whole percussion track. But if you wanted to go in, so you did that in like real time. So you can also do this and go in and go to your window, and you can get an edit window. Okay, window, edit. So this is my edit window. I can just close this, in my edit window, if I scroll, where the hell is it? I can zoom in a little tighter. Okay, let me take that off. It's not showing me the notes here. Where's the notes? Event region. View. Is it your colors or what? Because I see my notes here. Okay, let's take a breather on that one. So I'm going to select it. I scroll. There's my notes. Medium, fit the window. Oh shit, too big. Notes. Small, too big, track view. Okay, there's my track view. Okay, select and then track, new, region, event. Okay, MIDI event list. There's my events. So you can actually modify the events. If you want to get really microscopic with it, you can go in and do event. The MIDI real-time properties, and so here it is, like loop record for that too, pre-post, and window, but I don't see the note edit the way that I would do it. Send. There's your real-time stuff. We don't need real-time.
You still got it on record?
No.
Your phone?
Yeah. But anyway, following the procedure that I just told you, so if you did that, and see your Pro Tools is like a different version than mine, but
yeah,
still, when you want to look at the closer at a track, you can change the grid size. So like say this is percussion, right?
mm-hmm.
So I just went up at the top here. Now you can do this any way you want to, but on top they've got a grid, and you can change the whole thing. So it's like right now it's at quarter note, so I could go down to like 1/8, right? And you can just display everything any way you want. So A to Z, keyboard focus, linearity.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The studios.
And then it's the seconds. So that's like one track, right? So you could theoretically, and not only theoretically, but it's highly possible to just go ahead and you can, between using this and the list, the event list, or the other editor, you could chop, and just do that.
Studio where
right.
I missed a note,
and then
from elsewhere and put it
right there. And fix it. You also should have, if you select that track, you should have a MIDI. Like, see, this is the actual, and then you also should be able to. Well, at least mine, I think you can do. Let's say this is workspace.
Should have a quantized type.
Yeah, like the quantize, you can do is just do a track quantize. So you go to track, and then what I do is I do a edit, select all, and then you can. But see, that selected everything. I should have just selected just that track. So edit, clear, and then not deselect the other tracks. And then you can also duplicate the track. So instead of edit, select all, I'm going to say selection, play edit. So that selected everything. I'm going to stop that. That ain't going to, I don't want everything. Okay, time out.